Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
If we get 50 COVID positive patients or 100 COVID positive patients, eventually we're going to have to limit services.
State line hospitals brace for an influx of COVID patients. A local doctor explains why he's worried about the health of children.
COVID concerns have some parents considering homeschooling their kids, but they say it's not the virus that has them on the fence.
Plus, the next world-famous photographer could hail from the land of Lincoln. Illinois agriculture makes the perfect subject for young creatives to capture. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. COVID rates across our area of Illinois continue to increase. The positivity rate for Region 1 is at 6%.
That number is even higher in Winnebago County at 6.8%. Michelle Rave spoke with a local doctor about the increase in cases. And Michelle, are medical professionals concerned?
They definitely are, as the number of COVID cases continue to climb in area hospitals. One local doctor tells me he's worried it will only get worse, especially with children returning back to the classroom.
It's that rate of rise that's concerning to us.
COVID cases in Rockford are starting to climb back up.
As a matter of fact, we've had a 500% increase in COVID admissions since 3 weeks ago.
Dr. James Cole from SwedishAmerican Hospital says students returning back to the classroom could make that number grow even more.
I think we're going to see it more, probably more in the colleges at first, and then eventually the high schools, and then the junior. I mean, we're going to see it, you know. It's just a matter of time.
And that's why he supports the idea of wearing masks in school.
If we want to prevent unnecessary illness and death, possibly, in another human being, it would be the reasonable thing for all humans to wear a mask when in, close quarters, inside, crowded situations, and so forth. I believe in masks.
Only about 50% of the population is vaccinated, meaning we're still long away from achieving herd immunity. Plus, every county in our area, according to the CDC, has at least, quote, a substantial level of community transmission. Dr. Cole worries if this trend continues to climb, there won't be enough resources.
Hospital capacity, resources, personnel available to treat them. Right now, we only have 15 beds, open beds in this whole hospital. We have 0 ICU beds open in this hospital.
Dr. Cole says at this point there are no kids at SwedishAmerican in the ICU from COVID, but worries that could change with schools starting back up again. He's encouraging all people can get the vaccine. He's encouraging all people to get the vaccine if they can. Eric, Mimi.
Michelle, thanks.
On the topic of back to school, the Belvidere School District says students who don't comply with Illinois' mask mandate this fall could be suspended.
The risk has some parents thinking about homeschooling their kids. Rachel Perry spoke with one homeschool group. Rachel, what did you learn?
Yeah, Mimi and Eric, I'm told the announcement has many Belvidere families looking that direction, but the Belvidere superintendent tells me he doesn't believe it's the students who have issues with the mandates.
In order to enforce the mask mandate, we have to be able to say that students won't be in the building unless they're willing to wear a mask.
Belvidere School District 100 will require all students to wear masks this year.
If they refuse to wear the mask that we're offering them, then we will ask their parents to come pick them up for that day, and that'll be an excused absence for the day.
And Superintendent Dr. Daniel Weistman says returning to school without a mask has larger consequences.
If they return to school the next day and continue to refuse to wear a mask, then we'll have to look at some type of suspension. That could be anywhere between 1 and 3 days.
But the new rules may be pushing some families away.
Now, as of recently, in the last day or two, the specific Belvidere area homeschool page has definitely shown a huge influx of people wanting to join.
Kimberly Robertson is an admin for the page and homeschools her kids.
Here, reach in there.
You reach.
I can just barely.
She tells me more and more Belvidere parents are asking homeschooling questions this week.
They are just wanting more information because they're not sure if they want their child to go through the mandates that are coming up right now.
Weistman, though, says complaints about the mandates aren't coming from kids.
To be honest, I think this is mostly a parent concern more than it is a student concern. When I talk to students, they're not that worried about wearing masks. They'd much rather be in school.
Weisman tells me students will be given multiple opportunities to comply with the rules before a suspension. And if you are interested in homeschooling, the Belvidere Facebook group has a monthly walk and Q&A. A link to that can be found on mystateline.com. Eric?
Thanks, Rachel. Rockford's airport shows no sign of slowing down. Recent FAA numbers rank RFD as the 17th largest airport in the nation for landed cargo weight. The airport was number 19 the year before. In 2020, RFD landed more than 2.7 billion pounds of freight. That's more cargo than airports in Denver, Seattle, and Houston. Travel numbers improved too. Passenger flights in June are now only 17% down from this time in 2019.
Aircraft crucial for Central Illinois National Guardsmen is here to stay. For fiscal year 2022 at the 182nd Airlift Wing in Peoria, a minimum of 292 C-130 aircraft has been established. The provision in the National Defense Authorization Act was secured by U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth. She says setting the minimum at 292 will ensure National Guard units have the ability to continue their mission and respond to new emergencies.
During these past 18 months, the 182nd has helped to retrieve critical supplies to fight COVID and transported troops to the Capitol while still completing their traditional mission. And these missions could not happen without these C-130 aircraft.
State officials also say having the aircraft will help preserve jobs in the area.
Young photographers across the land of Lincoln are recognized for their works of art. Winners of the 2021 Cream of the Crop photo contest were showcased at the State Fair today. That includes state line teens Blake Ferguson Allen of Dixon and Anna Johnson of Durand. More than 200 students entered. It's designed to inspire children to see all of what Illinois agriculture has to offer.
I submitted a sunflower with a butterfly on it. It was from the sunflower fields in Sterling.
We think agriculture has changed and evolved so much over the last few decades. We want young people to see this and document it.
Winning pictures and other submissions will be featured in a 2021-2022 state calendar. The Taliban consolidates its control over Afghanistan.
Among the chaos, the Pentagon, State Department, and other nations are working to evacuate thousands of their citizens and Afghan allies. Our Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson has the latest as he keeps you connected to the nation's capital.
Good evening. The Pentagon says the goal is to have a plane leaving Afghanistan every hour with Americans and Afghan allies for the next 24 hours for their safety. Pentagon officials say the Taliban is not getting in the way of their efforts to get Americans and Afghan allies safely out of Afghanistan.
There's been no hostile interactions from the Taliban to our operations at the airport.
Right now, each flight is carrying approximately 700 to 800 passengers with a goal of removing as many as 9,000 people every day.
We are confident we have taken the right steps to resume safe and orderly operations at the airport.
The White House continues to stand by the decision to withdraw.
President Biden was not prepared to have American men and women continue to fight and die in the civil war of another country.
And National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says the U.S. achieved its goal in the country.
And when it comes to Afghanistan, that was getting bin Laden and degrading al-Qaeda.
But Indiana Senator Mike Braun says things could have been much different and blames the Biden administration for the chaos.
Disgraceful that we're leaving in an embarrassing way like this, reminiscent of what happened in Vietnam.
Braun says the U.S. needs to do more to protect those who helped us.
We had the ability to orchestrate this, to get our own people out safely, Afghanis as well, and the materiel.
The Senate Foreign Relations Committee says it plans to hold hearings soon about the situation in Afghanistan. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson, back to you.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Pretty quiet but warmer for us this afternoon. A live look with the Merseyrail Skytrack camera now out at the Rochelle Airport looking off to the northwest. This time of year always my favorite because every once in a while we're able to catch the skydivers coming down here for much of the afternoon and evening. Nice night, nice day. A little on the warmer side though for us, and you might have felt a little more of that humidity out there this afternoon as our temperatures area wide made it into the 80s, low to mid 80s for us, but that heat index going up just a bit. it. 82 our temperature in Rockford, feels like 83, so not terribly high, but a little more muggy than what it's been here from the last several days. Our weather watcher Ben in South Beloit at 82, dew point number at 62, 84 for our weather watcher Bob here on the southeast end of Rockford, and a dew point number of 64 as well. We've been dry, our dew point temperatures going up, feeling a little more on the stickier side a bit further down to the south where you've got the mid and upper 60s in Rochelle. You're tagging that 71-degree dew point temperature. So as that southerly wind, we start to pick up a little bit more moisture. And I said this yesterday, the cloud cover today, we would see more of it, just fair weather cumulus clouds. No rainfall for us, and that's exactly what we've had. Those clouds, they've grown a little more in height, an indication that we've had more moisture, and we've seen a little bit more of that. As we go through this evening, the cloud cover will fade away. It'll leave us with a mostly clear to partly cloudy sky, but the wind turning light and the increase in moisture will likely see a bit more fog tonight than what we've had these last couple of nights. All the active weather staying down to the south and to the southeast, with tropical depression now, Fred, moving into the mid-Atlantic. Numerous flash flood warnings. We've had tornado warnings down in the southeast. Very active part of the country as the remnants of that tropical system continue to work up into the mid-Atlantic and then out eventually to the northeast. That is not going to influence our weather, but as we pull in that southerly wind and that moisture, the humidity does go up. So these next few days, you're going to feel it. While the temperature's not overly hot, yeah, we do get to near that 90-degree mark on Friday. Heat index values will make it feel more like the low to mid 90s. Nowhere near the triple-digit numbers we were at last week, but quite the difference from where we've been these last few days. And with that increase in moisture, we do eventually see a little more cloud cover, and that could lead to a few isolated showers, thunderstorms with the heating of the day tomorrow. No severe weather expected, and these are expected to stay fairly isolated for the afternoon, but where we do see some showers come down, heavy downpours, and maybe a gusty wind or two possible, kind of with the peak heating of the day. So cloud cover builds up 2, 3, 4 o'clock. We get a few isolated showers. That then fades away tomorrow night. We'll probably see some fog again tomorrow night, and then we do it again on Thursday. Temperatures back into the upper 80s. Heating of the day comes in. We get a few isolated showers that develop. Most areas at this point, both Wednesday and Thursday, looking to stay on the drier side. So for tonight, we're down to 65 degrees. We say goodbye to the 50s we've been at here these last several nights. Windows closed, air conditioning on. You've got some fog tomorrow morning. For the bus stop tomorrow, some summer wear. You don't have to wear that jacket. A warmer start as we start off in the mid 60s is the time the kids get ready to head off to school, heading home. Again, that isolated thunderstorm temperature back up near 85. We're 87. That's our official high tomorrow. A little more on the muggy side. And again, you feel it Thursday, Friday. There is a cold front that comes in on Saturday, but guys, there's not a lot of cold air that comes in behind that. In fact, we talk about temperatures that'll still stay in the upper 80s and even getting close to that 90-degree mark once we head into the early part of next week.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott LEBER.
Has there ever been a worse time to be a Cubs fan than right now? I can understand what it must be like to be a fan of the team. The Cubs are clearly a minor league level team playing major league competition. Now, they've not only lost 12 games in a row, they've been outscored by 55 runs in the last 10 games, and their team ERA in the last 10 games is almost 9. This team is built for long losing streaks because it has only one reliable starting pitcher, Kyle Hendricks. And if Hendricks doesn't get a win, the streak is almost sure to go on for another 4 games. The worst part for the Cubs is the only player on the current roster who's a building block for the future is Nico Horner. Nick Madrigal is another guy, but he's out for the season injured. It's going to be a long, long road for this franchise to become competitive again. The old saying is, you get what you pay for. The Ricketts are getting what they paid for. I just wonder how much they truly care that the product is this bad. One of the big stories on the national scale surrounds tennis star Naomi Osaka. She has been open about the anxiety she has about doing news conferences. Yesterday, a news conference near Cincinnati did not go well when a reporter asked her how she balances not wanting to do news conferences with the fact that news conferences are a media platform that helps serve her outside interest. It was a legitimate question, and I don't think the tone of the question in the reporter's voice was particularly harsh. But Osaka, after trying to respond, broke into tears and had to take a 5-minute break. Earlier, when Osaka was asked how the media could make news conferences go smoother, she suggested perhaps a friendlier environment at them, or perhaps athletes being allowed a sick day when they're not up to facing reporters, or maybe reporters emailing in questions and getting responses that way. Hey, we all have anxieties over different things in our lives. I completely believe Osaka is uncomfortable sitting in front of reporters. Every effort needs to be made to help her. I have no issues with her at all. I'm afraid, though, that other athletes or coaches who don't want to face the media after a bad game will use anxiety as an escape hatch to avoid the media. What quarterback wants to answer reporters' questions after throwing 3 picks? What relief pitcher wants to face reporters after blowing a save? But it has to be done. Exchanging emails doesn't work. Reporters need to hear the tone of the athlete's voice, and they need to be able to read the athlete's body language to fully receive their response. And reporters can't lob softball questions to coaches and athletes or GMs like Ryan Pace, who must account for their decisions and performances to the fans. That's my take. We'll be right back.
Candace will have a final weather check in just a few seconds.
But first, here's a look at what's to come on News Nation.
Tonight, financing their reign of terror, how the Taliban has amassed their power, plus the disturbing reason they could care less about the U.S.'s foreign aid money. What you need to know about the inner workings of the Taliban. That's coming up on Balance tonight, followed by News Nation Prime. Now here's a look at tonight's Banfield.
Tonight on Banfield, tens of thousands of Americans and Afghan allies, all desperate to get out. Now American soldiers inside the airport are in talks with the Taliban. Tonight on Banfield.
You can catch News Nation tonight on cable and satellite at the stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com.
You could feel the humidity climbing today. It felt very different, and it's just going to continue going that direction, right?
Yeah, before coming into work, I had to close the windows and turn the air on. I didn't want to, but it was getting a little
It was nice
muggy.
for the break for the few days that we had it, right?
Yeah, but yeah, the air conditioning back on, the humidity goes up, and eventually that does lead to a couple of showers here and there. But no severe weather really anticipated, so that is a plus as we do see a few more showers. No rain for us tonight. Our first warn interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. 66 degrees for us tonight. We're up to 86 for tomorrow afternoon. A couple of isolated showers, thunderstorms for the afternoon and evening again on Thursday, although that chance a little more isolated. Highs near 90 once we get into Friday. Cold front comes in on Saturday, but notice there's not a lot of cold air behind it. In fact, we are quick to warm up into next week.
All right, thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending a little of your time with us. Stay safe.